Hello and welcome to this week's PAX Presents. How is everyone doing? This is where I can pretend to hear you all, and I'm assuming you are all doing fantastically. I had to jump in now because chat is starting to go down a deep, deep hole of bread cultism, which I don't think we can safely abide given Twitch's terms of service. Good morning, those of you tuning in from the UK. I think that might be a first for us. Thank you all for joining us for a very special episode. We have some amazing guests tonight to do some real dumb D&D with us, some of whom are even in chat, and now the bread chants have started. Before we do, was there a... Oh, that's right, yeah. If you were on Twitter today, you probably saw that we announced the dates for a little show we like to call PAX Oz. October 8, 9, and 10... back in Melbourne. We are incredibly excited to be able to share it again with you. We hope to see you there. Stay tuned because there is way more to come. Yes, now you're chanting PAX. That is easier for me to deal with than the bread chants. Now, I think through the magic of wardrobe, I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday, so you won't even be able to tell that we recorded this game last night. But it was a ton of fun. And I don't want to delay any further, so I think we will just jump right into it. Hang out and chat. We'll be around. We really hope you enjoy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to PAX Presents, a very special D&D game. I am Mark Hulmes, also known as Sherlock Hulmes. I'm the Dungeon Master for High Rollers D&D, a UK Twitch live D&D show, as well as the Dungeon Master for Knights of Evening Star over on the Wizards D&D Twitch channel as well. And I'm joined by some very wonderful people to play through my adventure from Candlekeep Mysteries. My adventure, The Price of Beauty, is part of one of the 17 adventures in the brand new book, and this is going to be the first time I've run it for anybody. Yay!
Oh, I didn't know that.
Exciting. So I am joined by Luke, Dael, Dan, and Elyssa, and I'm going to have each of you guys introduce yourselves, give us a full rundown of who you are and who you're going to be playing in this little one-shot, if you don't mind. Let's begin with Luke.
Thank you very much. I'm Luke. You know me. I do this every week. I'm the content manager on PAX Oz. Tonight, I will be playing Something Wicked, the Tiefling Barbarian. Huge, rippling, muscular mass of a tiefling, a beefling, if you will, ready to fill all your circus strongman needs, because we are indeed part of a traveling circus. I'll throw to Dael.
Hi, I'm Dael Kingsmill. I have a YouTube channel called Monarch's Factory where I talk about D&D amongst other nerdy things. And today I'm going to be playing a clown named Lucky. Lucky the clown, who she's wearing the classic get-up, sort of silk onesie in an amorphous shape, covered in colourful polka dots, pink pigtail wig, red wig. And she's really just she's not feeling the love of being a clown anymore. You know, people used to find clowns funny, but now they're just kind of scared of them.
Yep. Perfect creepy clown. How about Dan? Tell us about yourself and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Dan. I also do this every week, but outside of the whole PAX thing, greetings. This one is Sarmok. I'm not going to do that the whole time. Sarmok is a large blue-scaled lizard folk druid. So often sports a long flowing purple cloak, modestly concealing this one's tail at the back. Can often be seen sporting some form of staff or wooden object. Large reptilian eyes, vertically slit pupils, surrounded by all-enveloping iris in various shades of yellow and gold. A short series of curved copper spikes at the top of the skull, running down the back of the neck. This one is Sarmok.
I love it. And then, leading up the rear, my good friend Elyssa. Please tell us who you are, who you're playing.
Yeah, my name is Elyssa Grant, and I am the senior producer and partnerships manager at Penny Arcade. And on the side, I also play in a D&D podcast called I Speak Giant. And for the purpose of this game, I will be playing Milo, who is a Kenku in the form of an ibis, who is a swashbuckler. And she is the acrobat of the group. So she's dressed up in a black ribbon-wrapped white tights over a lightweight, dazzling, how is it, cuirass? Queerus? Is that how you say it? That's
Queerus.
how it is.
We did look this up.
Thank you.
I've always said cuirass as well.
I've learned something today.
Yeah, we looked at. Yeah,
we're learning
where's
things
the eye?
I know.
I do vlogs about Greek mythology. I should know this.
TIL.
And the one thing about Milo is that while she may take down her foes with her own threats and their own words, she also takes them down with her sharp wits, and quite literally, because she uses her beak as her rapier. So she's pretty rad.
I love it.
Pretty cool. Very cool. Colorful cast of characters. And as Luke mentioned, yeah, you guys are all part of a circus. Specifically, you are part of Loder and Sons' Sword Coast Circus, which has been touring non-stop for weeks, starting from Luskan and heading southwards for the city of Arm along Faerun's Sword Coast. It's been a very successful but exhausting journey, and even ahead of your next big performance in Baldur's Gate, the circus has pulled to the roadside and has been rehearsing fervently. Ringmaster Falthrax Loder, who created the circus and is a good friend or somebody that your characters owe some sort of debt or allegiance to, has been particularly worn out by this journey, and he hasn't been seen in almost a week. With a few days before your opening night in Baldur's Gate, the four of you have been sent by his sons Gerin, Gravis, and Galley to knock on the lovable but grouchy Ringmaster's door and drag him out for the rehearsals. And that, my dear friends, is where we're going to be starting this little adventure today. Falthrax's wagon is a brightly red wagon with emblems of dragons and mountains painted in white on the side. You can see the door is shut. The windows have curtains being drawn on the inside to obscure any light or peaks inside. And yeah, well, I hand this over to you all to take it away.
something wicked, Wick to his friends, will step up to the door of the wagon, raise his fist, about to knock, and then turn to whoever's standing behind him and say, "Probably best someone else knock, might break door."
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I will go up and I tap a little bit, and then I tap again, and then I just start smashing on the door with my beak.
You kind of hear this like rattling, wooden tapping and knock that seems to reverberate through the wagon. You can see all around you there are other wagons and tents where the circus is being kind of practicing and rehearsing, and people do kind of cast curious looks over towards you. But yeah, the knocks kind of go through. You don't hear any response. You don't hear any movement inside. But the door does kind of open a little bit. It seems that it wasn't fully shut, and it does kind of just a little tiny bit inside.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone in there? I mean, the door opened, so does that mean that we can go in there? Does anyone know? Is that permission technically to enter?
I'm just gonna start walking on in, my shoes squeaking as I go.
Yep. So Lucky kind of like pushes past. Yeah, you kind of push it open and begin stepping inside. When you get inside, Lucky, you're the first one to kind of notice the interior. Milo, and then Wick behind you, and then is it? I'm gonna Sarmok. Sarmok. Okay, one word. Sarmok.
Perfect.
Sarmok kind of at the very rear. But inside, the first thing that hits you, Lucky, is that this really strong floral smell. You're not quite probably, I don't know how much Lucky, maybe you can tell me otherwise, but I don't know if Lucky would have the kind of nose to determine exactly what flower, but it's a really strong flowery smell. There's clothes, props scattered all over the place. You can see a pile of books on the bed.
Is this unusual for our ringmaster, for everything to be scattered everywhere?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely doesn't. It doesn't look like it's been caused by a ruckus of any kind. It just looks like it's been thrown haphazardly or lazily around. It's like somebody's, he was preoccupied with something. You can see, books kind of piled up on a bed, which is inside the wagon. There's a small desk. The desk has a single book on it, along with a bunch of papers, but also what look to be like little lotion bottles, makeups, powders, things like that. And no sign of Falthrex Loader, who is a kind of quite a, burly, older dwarf, graying beard and graying hair, but generally a kindly soul.
Would this sort of does it look like it's stage makeup, or like is it the kind of like, I mean, I'm a clown, I get my face makeup on every night, but like, does it look like that kind of stuff?
You head on over to the desk then, and you start examining the makeup and paints and things like that are there, and no, it's not stage makeup. This looks like like something you would expect maybe a noble woman or nobleman to own and make themselves look maybe a bit more attractive or a bit younger. Yeah, this is the good stuff. There's like a kind of concealing powder and like lipstick and things like that. As you get closer to the table, Lucky, you see this book that's resting on the table stands out to all the others because it's exquisite. It is made from this beautiful kind of green leather, and it's got gold filigree and decorations all around it, and set into the very top, the top of the book, is this ornate golden mirror. With a mirrored kind of center, like a big oval-shaped mirror. And it's large enough that if you were to hold it and look into it, you'd be able to see your face, quite nicely.
I do so, and I consider the sadness of existence.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you in just a second on that. Milo, Wick, and Sarmok, what are you guys doing? So you see Lucky kind of step in and begin examining all this stuff. I want to know what you guys are up to.
Sarmok will follow in, kind of take a look around and just kind of, this place disturbs one. Cool. And as I just sort of start picking around, I guess, or just...
Yeah, but you're a druid, right, Sarmok? So you know nature and you know the world. That smell, and being a lizard folk as well, you have this like really pronounced sense of smell, like these survival instincts. It's not just normal flowers. This is very clearly lilies, like freshly cut lilies, that kind of... you get this really strong floral smell as you enter, and you begin kind of looking around. You also see that by the side of the bed there is sections of healthy foods. You can see more vegetables and fruit have been bought and prepared into meals, which is very very much not Mr. Loader's, the Ringmaster's, normal fare.
So please go on.
Oh, I was going to say, I would like to poke my head in, and I'm going to just see the makeup all scatter. I say, oh, geez, they've really been holding out on us and all the good stuff. But I'm going to exit, and then I'm going to walk around the wagon, and I'm going to inspect it to see if there's anything strange about it.
Sure. Give me let's make a first roll of the game. Give me a perception check just to see if you can spot anything out of the ordinary.
Here we go. Oh, nat 20! It's a 24.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
I don't even know
So
how.
this is one of those rolls in D&D where you've rolled super well, but there's nothing to find. So instead, you have this innate, real strong sense that there is no foul play. None of the windows have been broken. You don't see any signs of a struggle. In fact, you don't even see any tracks leading away from the wagon. It looks like your Ringmaster has gone in and has remained in there for the last week or so, which is weird. It doesn't look like they've even come out for food or anything like that. You don't get a sense that anybody has been around this place for, nearly a week. And yeah, no signs of struggle, no signs of foul play or anything like that. Windows all drawn, really trying to be reclusive as possible.
Well, he's really pulled one over on us. If this is his greatest stunt that he's ever committed, I would say, well done, bravo. He should retire now.
And Wick, just before we go back to Lucky, what about yourself?
I think what Wick will be doing inside in all the chaos is looking if anything is missing, any of his usual possessions that he might have taken with him if he absconded.
Okay, cool. Wick, you do have to crouch quite heavily. This is built for a dwarven ringmaster, and you being the beefling, you are kind of like hunched a little bit.
I'm so
Your
glad
horns
this is
maybe
catching
scraping along the top. Absolutely, I love beefling. It's the best. And yeah, you're looking around. I'm not even going to make you make a check for this, because looking around, you notice that really, apart from clothes that he was probably wearing, there's nothing missing. Very, very odd. But as you're looking around, and I think that's the point where Sarmok's kind of, looking around and sniffing the smell, and Wick is kind of examining the tossed objects, and Milo pops her head back in. Lucky, that's when you pick up the book and you contemplate the sad existence of a clown. And when you look into the mirror...
If we wouldn't get a DMCA, then I'd be singing Mad World. Just imagine, I won't sing it.
Yeah, but it's in the head,
Everyone just start playing it for
out.
yourself, just on your streaming of choice, please.
Yeah, please do. Add your own soundtrack. I love that. But as you look into it, Lucky, that mirror seems to shift, and you see this kind of almost prismatic film apply over it, and emerging from a smoky gray essence, a face appears in the mirror. And it's not your face. It is the face of a very feminine, very beautiful, red-headed woman with curls that kind of seem to almost spiral down like flames all around, shaping her face, framing it, and spilling down. And this very soft voice speaks out. Well met, dearest one. How do you feel today?
TBH, not that great.
Oh,
Who are you?
I'm so sorry to hear that. What a terrible thing. Is there something I can do to help, perhaps? Something you wish to see changed about yourself?
Guys, the book is talking to me!
So yeah, you all hear this, and you can see Lucky holding up this kind of mirrored, and it's a large, it's quite a thick tome. Not opened yet. You've only looked at this is just on the cover. The actual interior, you still don't know what it's about. But yeah, the woman's face kind of looks quizzical, and just seems to be waiting for a response.
Lucky, I am so glad you found art that finally speaks to you.
Ask her where the ringmaster is.
I'm holding it at arm's length, facing the other way.
Who are you facing it at, Lucky?
What?
That's a question for.
Probably it's Sarmok.
Okay.
I imagine Sarmok's closest.
So when a new person appears in the mirror, Sarmok, you get the same kind of face looks to you. Well met, dearest one. How do you feel today?
Greetings. I just palm it off to Wick.
As when Wick looks into it, you get the same thing. Well met, dearest one. How do you feel today?
Privyet is not bad. Got pump on this morning. Did not skip leg day, you know.
Ah, not bad. But you don't feel excellent?
Well, excellence is a goal we must all strive for, you know.
Indeed. Is there a way I can help you achieve this excellence? Would you like something changed about yourself, perhaps?
Oh, no. My babushka tells me you never take shortcut. You always do the hard work yourself.
Of course. Hard work for a beautiful life.
Can we be helping you, book lady?
My help? I only seek to serve others. I am here to make you feel good.
Well, you have inquired after me. It's very nice conversation. My day is much improved.
I am pleased to hear that. And then the face almost kind of fades away when you're looking inside it, Wick.
Is great book. Anyone else want to go?
Very strange.
She seems really friendly, but with our luck, we could use that right now. It seems like not a lot of people ask us how we're doing.
Maybe
And
should
everyone asks
have
what we're
asked
doing.
her about missing
Should have.
Ringmaster.
Probably, yeah. But could you talk to her again?
Okay. Take a deep breath, flip the book over, looking at myself.
Well met, dearest one. How do you feel today?
Hey! You? We were wondering, do you know where our ringmaster's gone? Ringmaster Volvex?
I'm sorry. I'm only here to help you. How do you feel today? You look tired.
Confused?
Are you tired? Confused?
Sure.
That's not good.
Always tired.
What are you confused about?
We can't find our ringmaster.
I'm sorry to hear that. Perhaps you need a break. It seems that you're tired and confused and require a little rest. And then the face sort of seems to change once again, and it shows you this winding path amid these forests, this beautiful kind of almost elven-looking glade. And the voice speaks out one more time. If rest, relaxation, or transformation is what you need, then follow the lilies, dearest one. I'm sure Sylvari will see to your needs. And then, Lucky, in a flash of magic, the mirror seems to glow this silvery light, and a kind of force erupts, and next to the desk, a shimmering portal appears. This doorway that, as you look through it, leads into this winding path that you saw in the mirror, with these kind of beautiful trees and forest leaves overhead. You can hear the faint chirping of birds, and this really strong floral smell coming from the portal.
I assume the smell matches the lily smell from inside.
Sarmok, exactly. It's the exact same smell. Yes.
These are lilies. These are what they speak of.
This must be where the ringmaster went. Also, I really wish I could smell right now because I feel like that would smell pretty fantastic.
It's pretty good.
Milo's gonna just scoop up a bunch of the food, a bunch of the vegetables that are scattered around the wagon, and say, "Are you all ready to go?" I say we should just hop right in because what else are we gonna do? Go back to a carnival without a ringmaster? I think not.
Point. The glory of one shots. Yeah,
You make good points,
I would
Milo.
like to assume you all head through the portal for the sake of brevity.
Again, ducking and going through.
Yeah, well, the portals are interesting. As all of you kind of pass through, for Wick, when you go to approach it, it does seem to grow in size. So it grows as tall as the wagon does, so you don't have to crouch as much. And as soon as you all step through, you do feel this kind of immediate rush, as if your body is being pulled somewhere at high speeds. You feel this kind of tightness in your chest and then suddenly lurching forwards. And then you appear and you feel kind of the sun kissing your skin. You can hear these like chirping birds, this glorious kind of smell of the outdoors, and just this gentle, calming breeze. And there is this delightfully stone-carved pathway that seems to kind of make its way winding through the trees and leads up ahead, where you can now begin to see the shape kind of tucked in amongst the woods of a building, a white stoned building, appears to be ahead somewhere.
Are there any tracks in front of us?
Make a survival check for me, Milo. Let's see if you can pick up on if anybody's passed this way.
17.
17. Yeah, looking down at the ground and looking at some of the trees, yeah, creatures have passed this way. You look behind you, the portal remains in place, but looking behind you, there's no other pathway. It's just tree line. It's the portal, and then the path begins where the portal is. Behind that, it's just a tree line, but you can see like scuff marks on the stones. You can see maybe it looks like somebody discarded some tobacco or like pipe, tobacco out on the ground nearby. And yeah, there definitely appear to have been creatures that have passed this way fairly recently. Not just, one, but maybe a couple.
Was our ringmaster known for smoking?
No, not your ringmaster, no.
Oh, okay.
So...
Well, it seems like there's only one way to go here, so we should,
Back through portal.
Does anyone want to carry any food? Because I don't think I'm going to need all of these
I'll carry some
vegetables.
food in my abnormally large pockets.
Your clown's pockets.
I, like, dump them all, and it's like, do you have, like, bag of holding pockets?
They just keep going.
It's just like, and it's all like tomatoes and cabbages and aubergines.
Right?
And at the end,
No,
it's just like
Sarmak doesn't
the
want any.
bottom of the pants fabric is just really heavy. It's swinging around.
Just kind of swinging around every time you take a step, And there is a very awkward shape of an aubergine in one of the top parts of the pockets, definitely leaving a certain impression.
Fortunate,
but yeah,
but very funny.
very funny.
You mentioned that this kind of path is cut through a woodland area sort of thing.
Yeah.
Are there any signs of like animal life around here?
You can definitely hear birds, but looking around, you don't see any.
This is
Knowing
strange.
Valtrax, he would have certainly gone for that building. He's not an outdoor man, not to my knowledge.
No,
Not
it's very much a
walking man
city
either.
dwarf.
City dwarf
we
and
bring
sitting dwarf.
Line of sight.
Very bad for haunches.
Did we bring the book with us, or would we have left it behind in order to get into the portal?
You don't have to leave it behind. You could carry it with you. Yeah, you could absolutely have taken it with you. I think Lucky was holding it, so
Yeah, I was
leave it to
holding. I
Lucky.
probably wouldn't have stopped to put it down after you all went through the portal. I probably would have just.
Sure.
Cool.
Carry it with you.
Is there? I look at Lucky and I say, "Is there anything else in that book, or is it just the lovely, helpful lady?"
I'm gonna open the book.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So Lucky, you kind of opening it, Milo kind of peering over your shoulder, so you don't have to, you can see the same thing. The book is, you kind of flick through the pages. You get a very strong idea of what this book is. First of all, it's clearly dedicated to the goddess Sunni, who is the goddess of love and beauty in the Forgotten Realms. And the best way I can describe this book is it's kind of a self-help book mixed with Love, Live, Laugh, whatever that book was called. It's all about like positive affirmations of self-love, beauty. There's techniques for massage, makeup recipes, style guides. There's like illustrated fashions of all the different races of like, elves, and there's beautiful handwritten elvish commentary on, moon elves' pale complexion is benefited from deep blues and grays. Like it kind of goes into the details of like complementary, clothes and colors and things like that. Ways to wear dwarven beards that are very appealing to others and things like that. It is basically a fashion makeup self-help book, and you kind of flick through it. On the last page is an inscription by the author, who is listed as Silvari Silversong, and it reads, "A mirror is a gateway to happiness, truth, and to accepting ourselves."
Aw.
Cute.
Yep.
flip back to the makeup pages and see if they've got any
Oh
tips.
yeah, loads of tips here, and it's all for different things, you know, for men, for women, for non-binary folks, whatever the person wants to appeal. If they want to highlight their eyes, if they want to kind of make themselves look slimmer, if they want to make themselves look more broad, you know, all these different techniques and tricks. It's kind of like a YouTube beauty channel, but in a book form.
Lucky, anything in book advice for rouge when you have red skin? Very difficult.
Oh, there's tons. Check it out. Look at this. I hand over the book.
Do you know what, Wick? There is a section in there for tieflings using makeup to highlight things with reds, blues, grey, you know, different skin tones. And there's a kind of little commentary about using purple as like a bit of an accent. For
Just
tieflings.
asking curiosity. Obviously, cheekbones cut glass. Just for future reference, maybe, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
This color would look so good on you.
I would agree.
Well, maybe
right.
experiment a little when back at circus.
I mean, like, we should just go check out this house. Like, we're here. We could go back to the portal. It's still open, so we do have some options. So I think that, you know, we should just explore what we have in front of us. What do you guys think?
I firmly believe that once you take a step through a magic portal, you really got to follow through.
Agreed. I like that motto.
Do you want to
All
go
right.
back without him? I don't want to face that.
I mean, Babushka says this all time. 2 important lessons. One is portal thing Lucky just said. Second is always know where Ringmaster is.
Very useful advice.
Very specific,
very
very
wise.
strange. Does not translate really well. But in this
Yep.
case, worked great.
Well, if we want some job security, we better go find our leader. So let's go.
Cool. All right, and Milo kind of leads the troop towards this building, following the stone pathway. Following it doesn't take long. It's a very short trail, and what appears before you is this beautiful white stoned temple-looking building. You can see there are these kind of big, tall, arched glass windows on the front, very well-kept gardens that kind of stretch all around it. You can see off to the far side a giant tower that seems to stretch up, but the pathway leads up to this beautiful columned entrance, above which there is a symbol of a beautiful kind of almost like lake with lilies around the side that seems to be perched over the door. And there is a little welcome mat. You can see a little golden bell outside the main doors, and the pathway seems to lead you directly there.
Smell of lilies, this one.
Yes, very strong scent of lilies coming from this main building up ahead.
We're on the right track.
Is there no sign of anyone near us at this point?
No sign of you, but you probably can just about see Milo looking ahead. Whilst the windows are kind of this frosted stained glass, there are definitely people inside this building moving around. But you don't see anybody outside this temple, whatever it happens to be.
Okay. I go to
You
look
said
through
it was a
the
golden-
window, and my beak hits the window. So like I look way down, and then I put my face against the
Put your
glass.
face up to it. Whatever is there is you maybe suspect that there might be some sort of illusion magic at play, because as you get closer, that frosted effect doesn't seem to help anything. It just kind of keeps you from being able to look inside, really.
Is it like in Home Alone when they're on like the road?
A little bit like that, when they're kind of like moving around, dancing around the Christmas tree. Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on for sure.
All right. So
There was a bell by the door?
golden bell, right?
Yeah, there's these like big open double doors that you could pull open or you know, and enter. And it looks like there's like a bell that will ring if you open the doors and step in. Maybe to call attention to somebody that you've arrived or something like that, you suspect.
Yeah, Wick will reach up and just like flick the bell.
Ding 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 ding. Oh, hello? You hear this voice coming from inside. Hello, is anyone there?
Yes,
Please
4 of
do
us.
come inside. Oh, please
many of us.
enter, dear friends. Please come inside.
Very polite, wiping feet first.
Thank you. Yes, very kind.
Amok does not wipe his legs. He's wiping his feet.
He's just like these giant claws, kind of like embedding.
Dirty and dragging through the
Tear up the
temple.
welcome mat.
Perfect. Yeah, Wick, when you open the door, and if the rest of you will follow, it leads inside a lobby. The double doors open to the sound of the bell. Beyond the doors is a large lobby, the air heavy with the scent of fresh lilies. A desk stands at the center of the room, holding neatly piled papers and fresh-cut flowers in a vase. A very dark-haired man in fine clothes stands up from the desk when he sees you. Welcome, friends to the Restful Lily. Freshen yourselves in our luxurious bathhouse. Perhaps you'd enjoy a massage, or a haircut, pedicure. Whatever you require, I am happy to help. My name is Seth. Good welcome to you. And he just smiles brightly at you all. What an interesting collection of characters.
Oh, thank you. Well, I will say that we've been working pretty hard day and night to keep the circus going. It's been a long, long time since we've had any time to relax.
Literally getting yanked on shoulders.
My dear friends, you have come to the perfect place for such a break and restoration. This is exactly what the temple is for. A chance for hard-working individuals such as yourselves to take the weight off and just put your feet up and pamper yourselves a little, for a little bit of gold, of course.
Oh.
Convenient. Little bit of gold is all we have.
The book didn't say anything about a little bit of gold.
Is this a business expense?
Oh, you came here by a book. Interesting. Well, I'm very sorry about that. The temple has been under new management for a few years, and to keep the costs of everything running, we do have to charge a small fee.
What if, instead of paying you, we perform for you?
Well, unfortunately, I am but a humble worker. I'm afraid I'd have to ask the owners about such an arrangement. But perhaps we could waive the entrance fee. If you'd like any treatments, I think that may still require some exchange of goods or money. But perhaps we can allow you entrance, and then a bit of live music or performance or something like that could be arranged.
Seth,
but you'll need to speak to
lovely.
the owners. Yes,
call
my
you
dear.
Seth?
Hello.
Can I call you Seth?
Sayeth, please.
Seth. We're looking. I don't
Yes.
know whether you've seen around here. We're looking for a dwarf.
We've had a few dwarves in our time. Come by.
This dwarf goes by the name Falthrax. He's probably wearing a hat, little coat and tails.
Does ring a bell. I do believe such an individual has come by a few times in the last few days. Yes, not here at the moment, but has been stopping by. So, well, if you're looking for this individual, I assume.
Yes, we are.
Well, I mean, you're more than welcome to ask the owners or some of the other guests, perhaps, if they've seen this dwarven individual you're looking for. But you're also welcome to wait here if you like, as well. Like I said, this what was the name you said? Falthrax? Falthrax. Yes, it does ring a bell. Gruff fellow, looked very tired, looked very worn out, if I remember. Yes, he came by a few times. Maybe he'll come by again. He has been visiting a few times this week.
Did he look well?
He looked tired, bless him. Definitely in need of the temple's rejuvenation. Yes, I think that he was a little disappointed that our baths aren't currently available. But I think he checked in. He had a little massage, a little bit of a rest, enjoyed some drinks and food in the lounge. But yes, let's not stand around here, friends. Why don't you come inside? I'll tell you what, I'll waive the entrance fee. But if you would like any services, like I said, we offer a number of things. We have fine food, we have rooms if you'd like to stay the night, or the absolute best quality you can buy. We do manicures, pedicures, haircuts, massages, whatever you require. Look at this fellow, and he points at Sarmak. I mean, those claws could certainly do with a little cleaning. Perhaps your scales need a good brushing, good sir?
As much as I would like to stay here, what do you think, Sarmak? Do you think we should just keep going, or do you want to stay here and get pampered?
We might have time as we look for the ringmaster.
There's always time for a bit of relaxation and treating yourself. There's always time for that. Like I said, perhaps some of the other guests may have seen your friend, may be able to give you more information than I do. I'm afraid my duties keep me quite busy. I'm just really manning the front desk on occasion.
This is acceptable.
Death, my man. I think that you have a deal, and I hold up my hand. Wait for him to shake it.
He will shake your hand, yeah.
I use prestidigitation to do a little buzz.
Should expect so from a clown. Marvelous. What a lovely little joke. Still. Well, here you are.
That's my entry fee.
Of marvelous. Now, he goes behind the desk and he seems to rummage around and he pulls out 4 keys. These are for the changing rooms, which are just on your. This is when I have to try and remember my left and rights now. Your right, he points to. Changing rooms are just through there. There's a trunk for you to store your equipment. There's robes if you wish to change and be a bit more comfortable. And then to your left, perhaps, and he points at Wick at this point, perhaps this may interest you, my athletic-looking friend. One of our owners is currently conducting a little workout class with some of the other guests, if that interests you, in the gardens, just on your left there.
Well, it has been nearly 4 hours since last workout.
Well, definitely a chance to put a little pump in those muscles, don't you think? Still, and obviously the rest of you are welcome to join in on the class as well. But yes, changing rooms just through there, gardens and the workout center just through there. And then please, if there's anything I can do to help, simply ask.
Well, thank you very much. We will come by and just have a good chat with you because it seems like you really need some, good friends around here. I have a lot of people to talk to. I really see that.
Well, I have plenty of friends, but I'm always welcome and open to more, my dear bird.
I'm glad that you want more friends. That sounds great. Thank you.
Wick will turn to the rest of the group and say, well, we have to look for him, so maybe we avail ourselves of services while here,
Yeah, we might
get a
as
little
well.
workout, spend some time in sauna, get deep tissue massage, have
Talk
some
to Saiyan
food,
more.
run
It's a great time.
Teb for all these things, but that's fine, we sort that out later.
Do you guys actually have any money?
I did add some money to your character sheets to represent you guys working for the circus and being 5th level characters. I did also give you a couple of some little items as well, just like some uncommon potions and stuff like that. So
Wonderful.
I will use my golden
Working
scales.
tips. Got it.
rip one off. There you go. Pay with that.
Actually,
But yeah. So as mentioned, to your kind of left and right, you have the changing rooms to your right, which seems to be that if you wish to access the rest of the bathhouse, you have to go through the changing rooms. But to the left, and you can hear the sounds of kind of grunting and kind of muffled like, yes, that's it, one more, give me another, yes, good job, like kind of coming from this garden to your left as well, where there appears to be some sort of workout class going on. All right, pick up those knees. Let's go one more time.
It is a clarion call to Wick, who doesn't even wait for the rest of the group to answer. It's like it's like a cartoon cat following the scent of a pie or something, just like floating out towards the sounds of heavy plates being picked up and dropped.
Impressive.
Amazing.
Well, he can actually fly. He's got little wings, so he literally does fly out like that.
Perfect. What about the rest of you?
I'll puff up my chest and follow him on out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna follow Wick?
Yeah, I will follow along with this workout, but like in making it the most like almost like Taibo kind of exercise for me instead.
Nice. Okay. Perfect.
I will
What about
try to
Sarmok?
just exactly mimic everything that Wick does,
I think
but
there's,
with my -1 to strength.
there's like an ongoing
Perfect.
bit with Wick and Lucky where he'll be trying to pick up these huge barbells, and she'll just swap them out for like balloons tied looking like barbells.
Throws them up in the air by accident.
Exactly.
Yeah, or like paints her own ones to look like they're heavier weights, but they're balloons.
I'm actually
Wick
just-
doesn't understand.
I'm there to be Lucky's coach. So Samok's going in and casting guidance literally every step of the way. So just to get that extra push, extra hit. I'm not taking
Perfect.
part, but Samok is purely just there to assist.
I'm gonna go over to
Thanks,
Sarmok
Coach.
halfway through the workout, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, do you want to like go to the spa and see if we could talk to anyone about any information? See if like they might have seen the master at all."
Well, because this workout is a very specific thing. So when you kind of actually step into the garden, I'll give you a chance to jump in. When you guys step into the garden, you can see that it's an iron fence kind of surrounds it. There's these earthen paths scattered around. There are stone benches with various weights and wooden poles, and stood there leading 2 halflings who look exhausted and bruised and beaten up. from their workout is a very glamorous looking sun elf woman. She has a big furred mantle, kind of like a cloak, this kind of coppery, almost like bronze-like skin, curly ginger hair that flows down, and she's smiling brightly as she's kind of just like, well, you did your best. You know, you've made the effort. That's the most important thing. You've taken the first step to a better body. Welcome. Oh, I see we've got some new members of the class. Welcome. Please come in. We're just about to go a few more rounds. It seems that my previous class have they're done for the day. Welcome.
Is it Book Lady?
Yeah, do we recognize this woman?
Is it Book Mirror Lady?
This is not Book Mirror Lady. No, this is the Book Mirror Lady's hair was like bright red, like ruby red hair. This is like a gingery coppery
like
hair.
matched my wig.
Yes, exactly. Okay. This is more like gingery hair. She's a sun elf. So yeah, like a kind of coppery, darker skinned elf. Wears like a brass breastplate and then has this big furry cloak over her shoulder. She's very glamorous in an athletic kind of way. She's got like bulging muscles kind of sticking out. Her arms have got the sleeves ripped off, so she just has these like bare, really muscular, well-toned arms. And she's just smiling brightly as you kind of step in. Well, come in. Who's ready for a workout? We've got a 3-set practice coming on. Who's joining in?
Wick's hand shoots straight up.
Oh, of
bouncing
course,
on the balls
I should have
of his feet.
expected. Oh, I should have expected. What a strong, handsome fellow we've got. Perfect. Step on in. What's your name there, man? And she kind of offers kind of to you to step forward.
Steps forward and offers his hand. Something Wicked is name.
Something Wicked. Well, Vic, let's get
not
you to work. What about the
Vic.
rest of you?
Is Vic.
Vic, excellent.
Not
well,
Vic. Vic.
She immediately turns on Lucky, ignoring the desperate pleas of Vic to be Vic. Well, somebody, I think you're going to be joining, aren't you, little one? Definitely. Look at you.
Yes! Lucky's holding her breath so that she can look.
Marvelous, yes. We can put a few muscles on those little scrawny arms, don't you worry. Come on, step forward, step next to your friend. What about the two of you here, I can see? Very interesting, wonderful characters.
I bare my like sharp teeth. Just.
I like do a handstand and I start walking towards her. I'm ready for whatever you're willing to throw at us.
Oh yeah, well, interesting. And she's just like, well, we'll see if those little fancy acrobatic tricks can lend your hand. My name is Elyssa. I'm one of the owners here at the Temple of the Restful Lily. Right, well, let's get started then. And she is going to lead you into a full workout, which there is some checks to be making. Elyssa, Azirissa, Elyssa. I can't pronounce my own names. Elyssa.
Okay.
Elyssa. And yeah, those of you who are joining in, she begins leading you in a round of squats. And I would like you all to make constitution checks. So just a d20 plus your constitution modifier.
I have so many regrets.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
And then what about Wick?
Con check. Nat 20!
Are you serious?
Thighs of steel.
I have to confess, that was a natural one for Sarmok.
That was the natural one. So Milo and Sarmok, you are struggling. Like, it is this intense series of deep squats, and when you're like crying out, like, I can't do it. She's just as Zithra is just. Yes, come on, one more. Come on, give me another one. Give me another one. Yes, that's it. You're not going to get anywhere with those little scrawny legs, are we, little bird? Come on, keep going. And he's pushing you to the point where you just fall over. You just fall prone, like clutching your aching legs. And she's just like, oh, well, perhaps you should sit out the next set. Sit out the next set. Come on. You've done your best. You've done your best. But not everybody's meant to be, strong and athletic.
I
Don't
only
worry.
respond well with positive affirmation. This isn't working for me.
This one hates Wick.
She leads Lucky and Wick, which is like, at least two of you have got the stamina to endure. Let's move on to the next set. Let me introduce you to my assistant. And she holds her hand up, and one of the trees in the garden kind of stretches these branch-like arms. And she is holding onto a long, piece of thick hemp rope. This one, we're going to do a little bit of tug of war here. Build up those back muscles. Build up those biceps and triceps. Let's see. Let's have Vic go first. Come on, Vic. Step up. Grab the rope.
Is Vic,
let's
but
see
he's
if
fine.
you can.
Enjoying this.
Perfect. So Vic, this is if you can make a athletics check for me.
I
to see
sure
if you
can do that.
Endure this little workout regime.
That's a 20.
Yeah, you know, this is over a couple of maybe a minute or so. There is a kind of back and forth as this giant tree is pulling you heavily towards it, and you're kind of holding your ground, but you stretch your muscles, you feel the sweat trickling down your back, and then you yank it forward, and the branches do kind of semi-break off as the rope is tugged, and Elyssa is just like, oh, well done, excellent progress. Definitely one fighter amongst the group.
Wick dusts his hand and goes, good, warm up, what is next?
Oh, well, we'll come to you. Let's deal with our little friend here first. Come on, you, step up, little one. Yes, here we go. Oh.
Wick will lean
You
down
can see
next
her
to
just
Lucky.
grinning as she hands the rope.
Whisper in Lucky's ear, remember, it's important, just be stronger than the tree.
I kind of like the idea that as you step up, you like inflate your muscles with like an air pump.
Move all
Just
the
like the
vegetables
outfit.
up into
It's
your
just like
upper
a
body.
balloon. Yeah,
Absolutely. Was it athletics?
it's an athletics check, yes.
I'm
And I
gonna
believe
die.
Sarmok was
Okay.
constantly casting guidance, so give yourself an
I
extra
will
D4
cast
as
guidance
well.
again. Yep, totally. So you get a D4 to add to the
Extra
number
D4.
rolled.
Yep.
Right, I gotta
You
roll.
can roll a
That's
dice
over
at the
here
bottom
somewhere,
left
isn't it?
corner. Bottom left
D4.
corner.
D4, roll. Come on. That's, okay,
2.
so
So, Lucky,
6
you are
total?
over a minute. You get the sense that the tree is kind of not going easy on you, but you're struggling, you're pulling, you're digging your heels in, carving like little, marks in the ground, and then the tree just gives one yank, and you fly forwards, slamming into its trunk. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, and you fall prone as you kind of like slam into the trunk of the tree. Oh dear, how sorry. Are you all right there, little one? And Elyssa pulls you up, and it kind of like dusts you off. Oh, well, you gave it your best shot. You need to work on those muscles a
I
bit.
look
It's all in the
extra
back.
sad because I've still got that frown painted on my face.
You know, have tears
big
painted on your
teardrop,
face.
yeah.
Just let me know. Elyssa will look around and say, well, it looks like only one of you is really up for the third final round. This one I think you'll enjoy, Vic. And she hands this thick iron chain to the tree, and then she holds the other end of it. Have you skipped rope before, Vic? You know about a bit of aerobic, bit of leg exercise here?
I've never skipped anything in my life.
Oh, well, you're going to skip this one. So just stand in the middle there and just make sure you keep jumping over the chain, all right? We're going to keep this endurance going. Build up on some of those interior... build your lungs up, build your heart rate up, all of that good stuff, yes?
Oh no, cardio. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is actually going to be an acrobatics check, Wick.
Sure
this is actually
is,
to
isn't
keep...
it?
So they start... Elyssa and the tree begin spinning this thick, heavy chain, and they start going really quick. It kind of whips under your feet. So give me an acrobatics check here.
Okay, I would like to point out that Wick has wings that he's refusing to use because no shortcuts.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
That's a 16.
16. Okay. I need you to do that 2 more times for me. So the first
no.
minute or so, you're like hopping up and you're kind of like keeping it going. And then they seem to get faster. Every time like you've been going for a bit, they speed it up faster
Between
and
breath.
faster.
Feels unfair, but okay. Oh, that's no good. That's a
Okay,
7.
so the second time, so after the second one, the chain just clips you and it knocks you off balance. I need you to make that last one with disadvantage for me. But this is like, they're kind of, you can see they're like really spinning this thing now, trying to kind of like take your legs out from under you.
Well, that's a 4. Let's see if I get lower. That's another 4. That's 2 4s with a disadvantage.
That's
right
2
there.
4s. So you're actually going to take... So, Vic, on that last bit, you're kind of getting tired. You've been knocked off balance. And then your feet touch the ground, and this chain just slams into your legs and sends you flying. You're actually going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as this chain smashes into your legs and sends you sprawling to the ground. and you kind of eat dirt. Oh dear! Oh, unfortunate! Oh, so sorry about that, my good man. Still needs to work on those. I think your cardio definitely needs a bit of improvement there. Your legs are looking a bit skinny as well. You've clearly been working your upper body, but I think you might have.
He takes another 9 points of psychic damage when she says his legs look small.
Yeah, those calves. Definitely missing out on a bit of muscle there. Definitely something to improve on. That's your area of weakness, I think. So we can work that out.
We're all standing on the sideline like, the worst thing that could ever be said.
He has no understanding of human emotion. He thinks this is a time to laugh.
So Samok is just like, Well, it's all right. It's all right, Vic. That's exactly what we're here for. We're here to help you improve the things that you don't like about yourself. And clearly those lower legs we definitely need to work on. But I think I can help you with that.
You are right. More jumping right now.
Yes.
And Vic will go start doing calf raises in the corner.
Okay, well, I admire enthusiasm. Well, that's it for today's classes. I'll leave you to explore the rest of it. But if you do want any more workouts, do come and find me. I'm sure that my sisters will find you and offer their services as well. Good day, good day. And yes, my dear little one.
Miss Ma'am. She had a name.
Elyssa.
It was Elyssa. Hi. So nice to meet you.
Lovely. Well, good effort.
Handshake
good
again.
effort.
Thank you so much. Just so that you know, I would have aced that skipping thing. It doesn't matter. Hey, so we're looking for a guy named Falthrax. He's a dwarf.
I've known a few dwarves. Any description that you can provide?
This guy, cranky all the time.
Sounds like every
I'm most
dwarf I've ever
used to seeing
known.
The top hat and like a little coat and tails. He's a circus ringmaster.
I can't say I've... No, I'm afraid that... I mean,
Days no.
I tend to deal with the more, aerobic and athletic side of the business.
Yeah.
My other sisters tend to deal with more things. I must admit that I have something of a bad history with dwarves. I tend to try and avoid them, so I'm afraid that I'm not much help on this matter.
We did hear that the baths were closed recently, and that he was upset about it. So what kind of things do you offer if the baths happen to be closed?
Well, you're best off speaking to Morgana about some of the beauty treatments. Greensong tends to deal with more health-related matters, healthy eating, that sort of thing. Morgana deals with the beauty treatments. There are things like massages and pedicures. None of it's my interest, really. The baths, unfortunately, yes, we have a bit of a pest problem. I leave more of that matter to Seth and Morgana if you wish more information about that. But I'm sure we'd be able to come up with some sort of suitable reward if you were to able to help us with that problem whilst you're looking for your friend. But I'm afraid no. I'm afraid in terms of this dwarven fellow, yes, I've not much to give you, unfortunately. Not somebody I've come across.
Thank you so much. And thank you also for this workout.
Yes,
and
of course.
I'm sure my body will never work again.
Oh, well, give it a few days. The DOMS will set in. You're going to ache for a little bit. But, the most important thing is to come back at it. That's the most important thing. Don't give up just because of that. No pain, no gain, as they say.
All about the gains.
Samok laughs again.
Samok, I would say one of the things that you do maybe pick up on when she was speaking and she said that she had a history with dwarves, there was some real hatred there. Like, it wasn't just like she kind of played it off flippantly, but she really doesn't like dwarves, like in a really deep, intense way. You kind of picked up on like some subtle changes. Even if Samok's not great at reading body languages, your natural insights into a person definitely kind of help hint that there is something a bit more there than she let on. But she kind of waves.
Samok would have absolutely asked about that. Just
sure. Okay, go for it.
Just straight up. What is it about dwarves that you don't quite take interest in?
I have a personal history. They cause me no amount of personal pain.
Oh.
when I was younger. Yes, greedy, violent little things, always looking to destroy. Still, I shouldn't let those past matters affect things. I should go. Good day. And she smiles and makes her way out of the gardens, leaving you all there. While you guys are kind of like were speaking to her, you did notice that the two halflings that she had been working out with before have sort of gained their breath. That was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Jeez. I thought I was gonna die, sweetheart. Yeah, me too, darling. I thought we were goners there. And you can see them wiping their brows. They appear to be two quite young, kind of maybe in their sort of 20s, early 30s halflings, quite nicely dressed, nice slick kind of black hair. She wears kind of like 1920s-esque hairdo curls. He looks like he's slicked his hair back with pomade. They kind of dust themselves off, just like, looks like there's some other peoples here at the temple. Nice to meet you all. How y'all doing? You all right?
It was so demoralizing. I don't think I'm ever going to recover from this. I mean, how do you expect these legs to do squats? And I lift up my like twig-like legs.
Right. Look at me and Susie here. You jumping over that chain. We had to jump up 3 times as high as the rest of you. Jeez, no amount of accounting for halflings.
Gosh. Well, I'm sorry you had to experience that. It's nice to meet you. My name's Milo.
Nice to meet you, Milo. My name. I'm Joseph, or you can call me Joe. This is my girl. This is Susie here. Hi there. Hi, Milo. Lovely to meet you.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Susie. This is Lucky. This is Sarmak. This is Wicked, or Wick, excuse me.
Susie, get a load of this guy. And he's pointing at Sarmak. Like, this guy looks like he could eat us in one bite. Right, big fella?
I bare my teeth.
Whoa. Okay, I was joking there, pal. Nice to meet you. Lucky. What are you, some sort of circus or something?
Joking.
Well, as a matter of fact, we are, yeah.
We have like a planned group pose that we all strike whenever someone says circus. We're all like, ha!
Can you force? I love it.
Lex is in the background.
Tomatoes and start juggling.
His heart is not in it though.
Like I was gonna say,
yeah.
Susie kind of points at Wick and he's just like, your friend there, are you okay there, fella? You look a little sad.
Honestly, his first time fail at exercise. Lucky will need to teach me how to be sad.
I don't know if that's something you can teach.
It's just something you live.
What exactly are you two doing here? And where exactly is here? Do either of you know?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? We took a portal to this place. We found this like really beautiful book in Neverwinter, and then we were saying that we wanted a little bit of a break. We wanted to get away. Opened up this portal. We stepped through. We found this place. It's a beauty, right? It's amazing. So we're on a bit of a vacation. We're merchants. We're business people. We've just been very fortunate of late. And we thought we'd stop by and have a little vacation here. No, where is y'all from? You're clearly a circus. You're not from. Are you from Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate? Where are y'all from?
Well, I mean, we're a little bit from everywhere. We travel around a lot. In fact, I don't even remember where I was born. But
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We just traveled into Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, no worries. Beautiful city. Wonderful. We're gonna go to the lounge and grab drinks. You should come and check it out. There's pretty nice digs in there, so we're gonna head that way. But if you want to sit here and mope about the workout, by all means. And no, that's what I was just doing. So
I think we could use a distraction. What do you say, Wick?
All right, it's time for drinking.
I didn't want his back.
Pat.
You make him like a balloon animal.
Upper middle back where I can reach. Yes. Oh, make him a little balloon animal.
It's like little balloon dumbbell. He starts doing curls.
Little balloon dumbbell.
It's definitely a sausage.
Something like that. A small actual.
It's just not the same.
And just tear it apart.
You guys, if you follow these two halflings, they lead you into back through Seth's lobby. Seth isn't there anymore. When you pass through, the handsome chap Seth isn't actually in the lobby anymore. But the halflings lead you through another set of doors into the lounge. The lounge appears to be. This is when it's my own adventure, but I've written it so long ago I have to read what I wrote. Large cushion chairs are set around this open space. There's calming music filling the air, which carries a very floral scent. A bar takes up one corner of the room, alongside shelves of expensive wines and spirits, as well as baskets of fresh fruit. There are 2 tables, and each has been set up as a manicure and pedicure station with nail files, clippers, and a bottle of varnish. Sat at one of them is a little bit kind of a larger set fellow who appears to be wearing a military uniform of the Flaming Fist Mercenary Company. And you can see that there is a very quiet looking manicurist basically giving him like a kind of manicure as he sat there. You can see that he's got a few injuries. He's actually got an eye patch and he's got bandages wrapped around like some of his arms and legs. And he seems very bored.
Did the workout.
Yeah, it maybe. He looks very bored when they get in there. The 2 halflings make straight for the bar, order drinks from another kind of attendant there, and then they start drinking. But the rest of you, the other person that's there sat kind of lounging. You can see her kind of stretched out on this like chaise longue in front of one of the windows. She appears to be reading a trashy romance novel and is fanning herself with a kind of like tall wine glass next to her. Is a moon elf. She has long dark black hair, sparkling blue eyes, and is dressed in a kind of very gossamer thin blue dress robe that seems to kind of accentuate every kind of aspect of femininity about her. And she seems to be lounging there as you step in. And when she notices you, she kind of brightly smiles. Oh, welcome, some new guests. Please come in, dears. Let's get some complimentary drinks for our new arrivals. She gestures over, and one of the attendants begins pouring out some fancy drinks to bring over. Welcome to the temple. My name is Morgana. I'm one of the co-owners here. What can we do for you today?
Milo's taken aback. She walks up to Morgana and says, "Are you real?" And kind of pokes at her a little bit.
Okay, make a dexterity. Give me like a just D20 plus dexterity here, because she does pull away when you try and touch her.
Okay. Oof. Solid 9.
So she kind of like politely kind of pulls herself back. Oh no, dear. Please, let's be courteous about this. Yes, I am
sorry,
very much
it's just
real.
you're so like, I don't know how you became the way you became, and I'm just impressed. I've never seen anyone so flawless.
Oh, why, thank you, my charming little friend. Thank you so much. I can assure you it's through years of hard work and study and a little bit of technique and care. But yes, this is the sort of thing that we do here at the temple. I can show you how to do this if you wish, how to, improve your appearance. You do seem to have a few, your feathers could do with a little bit of combing and ruffling, and yes, there's a bit of a scent that we could cover up and that sort of thing. But we can help you with all of that, my dear. We can make you look fabulous. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that anything was... Okay, exactly where is here?
Oh, of course. This is the Temple of the Restful Lily. It's in the High Forest, I believe it is called. But that's where you are.
Why did a portal take us here?
Ah, you're referring to one of the previous owner's little magic books. Yes, the previous attendant of this temple, Silvari, she had a number of these tomes created as a way to help the less physically fortunate, shall we call them, and she put an enchantment on it to help bring them here. Yes?
Sorry, no, I was just saying, you said fortunate, and I filled in lucky. I'm sorry.
And yeah, she just seems to say, like, yes, and that serves as a sort of shortcut to arrive here at the temple. They're scattered all around the Faerun, I believe.
Mm.
But yes, you're here for something, and we definitely need to. And she kind of like looks at the beak. Yes, there's a little bit of chipping here on the beak that we could attend to. We could.
Oh, she's insulting my comrade.
Yeah.
I would love to try to draw a quick sketch of Falthrax.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if Lucky is particularly well known.
I mean, I leave that
Her
to
ability
you.
to draw.
I don't even think we need a roll. I will let you decide how good this picture is.
I draw an approximate. It might not
approximation.
be detailed, but it hits the bits of like common clothing and hair and
Human
and
next to him
whatnot.
for scale?
It's approximate. Okay. Human next to him for scale, and then he's circled with lots of arrows pointing to him.
Okay, nice.
Have you
Perfect.
seen this man?
Oh, look at you. Oh, a sad little clown. Oh, perhaps
Still got mud
underneath
on
all
my
of that
face.
makeup. Yeah, underneath all of that mud and makeup, I'm sure that we can fix that. With regards to this individual, yes, they do look somewhat familiar. I believe that this gentleman came by, had a few treatments. In fact, I do remember. My sisters and I were helping him with a special treatment that we offer to those who have things they wish to see changed about themselves, things they want to improve. He's supposed to be returning any day now for his final treatment.
I hope he does return so we can tell him that there's nothing wrong with him and that the help that you're giving him is pointless.
No,
We're
my
all
dear,
okay
my
with the
dear,
way we
not at
are.
all. Oh, my dear, nobody is perfectly all right with how they are. Everyone can make improvements to themselves, and that's no bad
I'm really not
thing.
okay with the way I am, but I stand by your statement.
This chip in my beak means something to me. I'll have you know.
Oh, but that's only to you. What about everyone who looks at you and judges you? You don't want that, do you?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. We can fix it. Don't worry.
Hey, Morgana, smell this flower.
And then you like squirt water at it. It's like a...
A little water gun flower.
I'd like all of you to make a perception check for me. As the water sprays over this woman, I want you to make a perception check for me.
May I do mine at disadvantage? Because I'm very upset right now.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I think it makes sense for Milo to be feeling very sad through tears.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
You are rolling like crazy.
Anything
tonight.
except a dex roll, apparently.
Okay, so
Sip the workout.
what's that? We've got a 16, 11 for Milo, so 11 for the disadvantage, 12 for Lucky, 16 for Sarmok, and 25 for Something Wicked. Sarmok and Something Wicked, whilst this exchange is going on, and you've kind of been watching the whole thing of this beautiful, woman, this elven woman, kind of really insult your friend, but also seemingly trying to be nice about it. Mm-hmm. When the water hits her, she very quickly kind of like turns her face away. It's spluttering. Oh, how rude! You're invited as guests here. What you notice is the water has almost no effect. Like, it doesn't leave her skin clammy. It doesn't soak her makeup. Her hair still looks bone dry, except for a couple of places. And she quickly is like wiping herself to kind of cover it up. But you definitely recognize that water did not hit her properly. Something was weird about the way that just worked. Well, I'm going to have to go and dry myself off. No more complimentary drinks for these people until they paid. And then she gets up and goes to leave, insulted at this spraying of water over her person. Leaving you guys in this place yourself. The two
Had to be
halflings are like,
done.
they're watching and then they turn awkwardly back to their drinks. They're just like, let's just drink our drinks.
Well, I am thirsty, Lucky. Could I have some water?
Sprays it in her mouth.
We don't need your drink. We've got our own.
Wick, having noticed the lack of effect, I guess, that the water has had on Morgana, will perk up and turn to Lucky, Milo, and Sarmok and say, I am feeling much better now because I remember Babushka's first lesson is brain is strongest muscle. Even stronger than bicep. And some weird shit is happening here. And he will relate what he saw with the water being sprayed.
You saw it as well. This water, it hits different.
Boo!
So actually, just given the exchange that Lucky and Milo just had, the water hitting Milo seemed normal.
Seemed perfectly normal. The water actually, hit Milo. Milo's like still dripping water, dripping off the beak and everything else. there was definitely like parts of her got wet, but like her face didn't. Like her face was like bone dry. Parts of the clothing were a little bit wet, but not all of it. Her hair, parts of her hair were wet, but not all of it. It's like the water only affected certain parts of her, which was very odd, and you guys definitely picked up on that.
Do we think it was magic?
You could definitely make an Arcana check. Anybody who can cast magic, I would say can make an Arcana check. Barbarian and Rogue, probably not your area of expertise unless you're proficient in it. If you've got proficiency.
Could be worse.
Oh, not rolling well. 6.
Right, I got a 13.
Lucky, I would say you, because you're a bard, right? So you know illusion magic. There's definitely illusion magic that can cover up an appearance. Like sometimes it goes through it. Like it doesn't fully, have the same physical effect. Out of anything, if you think it was magic, you would assume it would be some sort of illusion over her face, for sure. While you guys are having this conversation, you do notice a figure kind of emerges from a back room. You can see that from this lounge, there are a couple more exits. There seems to be a corridor that leads off to one side, and then a set of doors that lead to the north. The doors open. In fact, actually, no, they wouldn't open. They would already open. And you see standing there is a tall, quite slender male drow. Who's wearing like the robes of maybe like an attendant or like a beautician, these kind of long slender robes with little slippers, and he calls over just like, I believe that one of you has a massage booked in. Is that correct, newcomers? I believe. Elyssa, you have thieves' cant as Milo, don't you?
I do, yes.
You notice a series of hand signals that say "trust me." It's like a series of like indiscreet hand signals.
I say, oh yes. I booked that in. When I got here.
Yes, of course. Yes, please come this way. I have your appointment ready. And
lovely.
He glances. The rest of you see him glance towards the attendants that's serving drinks, who have not spoken a word since you got here. They're just quietly watching everything, and just seem to be going about their business. But he glances at all of them, and then he nods back behind him through these set of doors.
So if I come with you, is there like a waiting room for my comrades to hang out in?
They can wait in the adjacent room. If they wish to have their own services, that can be arranged. But yes, come this way.
I'm going to like start moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I walk.
Sure. Yes, this way.
Didn't see her book an appointment.
Yes,
Make some checks. Hang on a
think
moment.
this is subterfuge.
Okay. The attendants don't seem to hear what Sarmok just said, as you are making your way through. But yeah, the drow opens the doors and seems to lead into a massage room. You see like a bed, kind of like table laid out with cushions and sheets. There are some shelves of lotions, and he gestures for Milo to step inside. The rest of you can wait in the adjacent room if you wish.
So how much is this massage going to cost me?
Looks around, shuts the door behind you all. It's not going to cost you anything. You need to come with me now. There's more things going on here than you realize. I don't know who you are, but step inside here. It's not safe to talk in the corridors.
Okay.
Yeah,
you
we
all okay
step
with
in.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pulls you in, shuts
it.
the door. It's like, we probably don't have much time. They're keeping a very, very close eye on me. Why are you here? Why have you come here?
Pull out my drawing of the dwarf.
He seems to, there's a look of recognition instantly. I take it a friend of yours?
Employer.
Yeah, friend is such a strong
I believe
word.
it depends on his existence. So we're a little codependent. Not codependent. I mean, it kind of, because like his business also relies on us.
He pays
But,
this one.
I understand.
so
My
we
name
came in
is-
through a portal.
Yes,
Sorry.
that's how most people arrive here. I think that this temple is very difficult to access without these portals. My name is Ilmar Mizram. I work for an organization that we became concerned about this place. It used to belong to a friend of mine. Her name is Silvari. She's a priestess of Sunni. She vanished about a decade ago. I've not heard from her, so I came to investigate. The individual that you were just speaking with, that Morgana, is not who she appears to be. She's another creature disguised by illusion magic.
Her face is wrong.
But she told me that I was flawed. Well,
Samok, we did it.
That's exactly what they do here. They've been luring people in to offer them these treatments, but it is anything but. I'm afraid that your friend is one such victim. I don't know where he is now, but he came here. He's been speaking with the sisters at length, and they took him to their tower for their treatment. Unfortunately, they are too powerful for me to move against. I believe them to be a coven of hags, and they are adept at keeping an eye on things. All the attendants, the man at the lobby that you met, they're all working for them. I'm afraid that I've not been able to do much on my own, but perhaps with all of you here, we may be able to accomplish something.
How did you get hired?
Well, I'm quite adept at deceiving others. I know that that does not give you a strong reason to trust me now, but Silvari was a dear friend of mine. She helped me a lot when I left my home in the Underdark, and I owe her a great debt. That's why I've made it every effort to get hired here. I believe that the hags do mistrust me, but they also see me as a potential scapegoat. Many of the surface folk do not trust my kind, and so having a drow on hand to blame any accidents to would probably be quite useful to them. Still.
Can I make an insight check? Just to see.
Absolutely, you can. A player making an insight check? What is this?
19.
So, reading their body language, this drow man keeps himself very still, and it's very hard to read his facial expressions. There's not so much emotion there. But when he started talking about this friend and how much she'd helped him, you did pick up on that there is some really genuine, like the way he was looking into all of your eyes when he spoke. You could even see like his eyes becoming a little glassy with tears. Either this man is an incredible performer and actor, or this was a very genuine, like he deeply cares about this friend of his that used to run this temple. That's what I'd say you pick up on with that insight check.
With that, Samok's just gonna bare his teeth and just
Okay, you see the hand kind of like grip something under the table, like reflectively, like when you bare your teeth, like he seems to like grab something, and then he realizes you're not actually threatening him and relaxes.
No, he's just like that.
Yes, quite.
Very well. He seems to speak truth.
Okay, Ilmar.
Yes.
First of all, we help because you say they are evil. Second of all, we help you because they cheat at exercise test. Third of all, we help, most importantly, because they make Milo sad.
Yeah. But also, so question about Silvari. Is she imprisoned right now, or do you have any idea what happened to her?
I wish I knew the exact details. I suspect that Silvari, there is a shrine. Unfortunately, you can't see it, but there is a door nearby that I can open for you that leads you out. Next to their tower, there is an old shrine to Sunni. It's abandoned now. They've let it fall and they've let it become decrepit. I've heard cries coming from it, but I worry what those things have done to her. I've not been able to get close to it. There are spies everywhere. Certainly be very careful of any statues. I think that I've seen them moving on occasion. I think that Silvari might be in the shrine, but your friend, this dwarf, I think is being kept in their tower. But that's also their home. It's where they're most guarded. I don't know the best way to proceed. I'm happy to help you any way that I can. I can provide distractions. I have a few resources that I've sequestered here that may be of use to you. But on my own, I've been unable to do anything. But perhaps in joining forces, we may be able to come up with something.
Well, firstly, Wick, thank you for sticking up for me. I really appreciate that. Secondly, we could also use anything that you've found about the hags, like any weaknesses that you've seen, or like anything that might break their facade a bit. anything that could help us, please just tell us now.
Of course. Yes, I'm glad to have some allies, finally. The other guests they didn't seem to be concerned with what was going on, or maybe they're unaware, but I don't think that they were particularly trustworthy. You seem to be looking for someone, and so am I, so I figured that we are in this together. In terms of weaknesses, I know that they avoid the bathhouse specifically. They locked it off soon after they arrived. I believe that there might be a nature spirit, that's been giving them trouble inside there. There's also their illusion is conjured at least twice a day. It may be better if you wait till near the evening. They'll have to use another of their spells to cast it again. That may leave them more weakened in the future. But also, the coven of them, the three of them together, they're quite powerful. It may be best to try and sneak in, rescue your friend, and then get out. I don't know exactly what they do, how they're doing these treatments, but I think that might be connected to what's going on here. The other thing I can give you is a few little tools. He pulls a potion bottle off of hidden amongst the lotions. He pulls out a little potion bottle hidden amongst all the massage oils, and hands it to Milo. This is called an oil of Slipperiness. You may find some use for it. I also have this, and underneath the treatment bed, he pulls out a spell scroll that's been locked in place. Are any of you capable of using divine power or natural magic?
This one can.
Lizard wizard!
Very well.
Keep
This
telling
may be-
me I'm a druid, not a wizard. Cast that
Well-
blasted dwarf.
This may be a little more powerful than you can manage, but I think that you're the only one who can use this. It is a spell scroll of greater restoration. If you do find somebody who's been afflicted by one of these curses, that may break it, even if temporarily.
Awesome.
And if you wish me, I can try and lure some of these spies away. They do suspect me, but you'll need to decide where you wish to head to. I would be grateful if you could rescue Silvari, but I think that you will want to rescue your friend, yes?
Do you know how many guests are here right now? Can you get them out of harm's way?
I think so. There's the two halflings that you walked in with, and then there's a soldier, a Flaming Fist mercenary. I don't think he trusts me very much, though. He seems to be very oddly suspicious of me.
He seemed like a dick.
Well, I've certainly heard things about the Flaming Fist. But yes, if whatever you wish to do, I'm happy to help. But I'm just glad to have some allies in all of this.
Sorry, really fast. Mark, did you put this pole of collapsing in my inventory?
I did. Yeah.
Cool.
I gave everybody little items. I rolled up some random items for everyone. So.
Awesome. Rad.
What level was the Greater Restoration scroll?
Greater Restoration is a 5th level spell, which you can
Jesus.
attempt to cast, but you'll have to make a check to use it.
That's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, Ilmar just kind of looks. He goes over to a kind of small cupboard where there are piles of towels. He pulls all the towels out and retrieves a hand crossbow and a short sword from behind it, and then sort of tries to tucks it into his little sash belt. I'm afraid that my armor is still up in my room, but this is the best I can do for now.
Okay. I guess.
How do you wish to do about this?
I don't know.
Where do we want to head first?
We could go to the bathhouse and release the spirit, or what was it? It was the
Nature
nature
spirit in the bathhouse.
Nature spirit.
What time of day is it right now? Is
That
it?
first woman,
Still-
the woman who cheated at exercise, seemed scared of what was in the bathhouse.
If these three hags have locked something away in bathhouse, at least it will serve as distraction if we break it out.
yeah.
Certainly,
So
the only way I think to access the bathhouse is through the lobby where Saith's normally positioned. He keeps a close eye on the doors into the bathhouse. You could head through there.
Don't
In
you
terms
worry.
of time of
Don't you worry about Seth. We are masters of distraction.
If there is
Excellent.
anything that we're good at, it's misdirection.
Who said that?
I think that may be your best strength in this regard. I think that if we try and fight all of these minions or these hags, I think that we will be doomed to fail. But perhaps if we can find the source of whatever they're up to, or if we can distract them long enough to rescue those who are trapped here, that may be our best advantage. In terms of time of day, by the way, it's probably late morning, early afternoon. Okay. So the sun is still up.
Are you saying that there's no ventilation system whatsoever in this place? Because if there is...
Wick points at the window.
There are windows. I can let you out in, and you could try and climb up into the bathhouse. It does have an open roof. Or perhaps you notice Wick's wings. You may even be able to fly up into the bathhouse itself, actually. I don't think that anybody has been anticipating creatures able to fly in.
A question about the 3 hags.
Yes.
We've met 2 of them. A third we have not. Green Song? Was that...
That's what she calls herself. I don't know any of their true names. I know that these elven names that they've given themselves are mockeries of who they really are.
Yes.
She appears to be blind, but she has a dog, a large, powerful mastiff that follows her everywhere. I suspect that it is not actually a dog, but some other creature, hidden by the same illusion magic. She is the one I am perhaps the most frightened of. The others are vain or arrogant. They pride themselves on their physical strength or their prowess at manipulation and spellcasting, but this other one seems older. She seems more wise, and that worries me. I think that of everything she...
Specialty. What does she do?
Here, she cooks and makes food. Not all of it very wholesome. I don't know what else she's capable of.
Sarmok's gonna go towards Lucky's pockets and start digging out some of that healthy food that was previously in...
you rummage, pull out a big aubergine.
Aubergine, rubber chicken, just everything.
Yep. She's normally found in the kitchens with her hound.
Is this what she makes, what she prepares, what she does?
She certainly makes it look like healthy food, but I'm pretty sure that she's been putting small doses of poison, filth inside of it, claiming that it helps purge people of their toxins and cleanses their systems, but I think it's all just a way to play a cruel joke on the guests.
Okay. Am I... Ooh. I'm trying to think if I should try and test. Is there a medicine check, or maybe I could cast lesser restoration on the food? See if anything changes the element of the food itself by trying to see if it's poisoned, if this is part of that stuff.
You would need to go and find the food that this hag is potentially creating. It's not the stuff that you've brought with you. It seems to be... So you're worrying that the food that you found in the...
that we had. Specifically the food we had.
Gotcha. Yeah, make a medicine check just to see if it's come from this place. I understand what you're going on now, actually, Dan. I see where you're coming from.
Sure. That's a 19.
19. You don't get the sense that any of this has been tampered with in any way. This actually looks like food that was maybe bought around Baldur's Gate or at the circus that Falthrax had sent to him. That you don't think that he's brought this from here. Yeah.
This is safe. This is fine. Start stuffing it back into Lucky's pockets.
Nice.
So much food.
All right. So if we were to do things in any order, are we thinking bathhouse first or the tower first? What are you all thinking?
Well, I think we
go... thinking bathhouse first.
I agree. I think this is one place we know they will not be. We should go there first.
Yeah, okay. So do we want to distract from the lobby then, and then try to...
I would love to get a minute alone with Sayeth. And I can run distraction in that particular case. I just want to Oh, does that sound fine to people? Because I have an ability called Words of Terror, which is basically if I talk to a humanoid alone for a minute, they're scared of me.
Oh, that's fun.
I mean, there's a save and all that, but I would love to run distraction duty with Saya.
That is good. 3 of us pretend we go change room and change clothes. Lucky makes Saith man wet pants.
That seems like a pretty good plan.
If anyone wants to disguise themselves, but I don't know whether you need to.
I don't think we need to. I think they'll just see you as guests at the moment. I don't suspect that they'll think you of any threat.
I'll just smile.
Wait. All right, this seems like a good plan. Meanwhile, I will try and survey, see if I can get the other guests to leave, and maybe survey and see if I can find out where the hags currently are located. I will leave you to handle the bathhouse. Whatever spirit they have in there, if you can find a way to help them, I think that may be our best chance to at least turn the tide, to at least put things in our favor if we can.
Lucky instinctively goes in for a pre-show circle of power. The other circus cast members,
it's like second nature to everyone else, just muscle memory.
Brah, brah.
The tip of the tongue, the teeth, and the lips.
Doing a nice full performance workout. I like it. Warm up. I so
put my
the
leg
plan
over
is.
my neck.
Yeah,
Get restrictions in.
Yep. Everyone get limbered up. For the sake of time, we will basically, say that you guys make your way back. You all pretend to go into the changing rooms. Saith is back in the lobby. You see him kind of like at the front desk writing some things down. He sees you, doesn't seem to be bothered as you go into the changing rooms behind him. He's like, please do remember the bathhouse is currently off limits, I'm afraid. We're having some trouble in there. But you're more than welcome to change and head back into the lobby for the other facilities. And then he turns and sees Lucky. Hello there, little friend. How can I help?
Sayeth, my man. Hey, how's it going?
I am okay.
Real good. I just took advantage of that nice exercise class out there. Ooh,
it's
real
quite
good stuff.
It is.
I don't know about you, but I'm a bit of a gym junkie, bit of a jock. Look at these. See that?
Like squeaky balloon muscle. Yep.
It deflates and falls to the other side.
You can see him getting unnerved by this, just like conversation. So what's the plan, Dael?
Cards, and I'm like, I'm full on. I've just pulled out a deck of cards, and I'm gonna start making him participate in magic tricks. I'm like, pick a card. No, seriously, do it. But this is gonna blow your mind.
He starts taking the card, but just so I understand as DM, your words of terror use is you just being a really irritating, horrible clown.
Just
doing
being
terrible
a clown.
magic.
That's it. That's my words of terror, is being a clown.
I love it. What kind of save do I have to make on this?
Wisdom save, and it's a DC 15.
Wisdom says DC 15. That is a 14, no lie. So the more this goes on, and he picks the card, he puts it back, terrible magic show. You do
5 of spades, right? No, okay.
No, it
3
wasn't.
of diamonds.
Yeah, no, I can't. And you see him looking around, but then as you begin doing these tricks, there's something about you that just seems to get more and more sinister to him. He starts if we were to see it from Sayeth's point of view.
Card.
Pick a card, and the frown begins to almost melt down your face. Your eyes seem to get darker. The room seems like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. The room seems to get darker around you, and you just see him kind of beginning to tremble. Hi, I have business. I must attend to you. And he just legs it. He just runs out the door and flees in terror.
Does that always happen?
Yeah, to Lucky, nothing has changed. You've done nothing different, but some supernatural force has ensorcelled around you. But yeah, you given this moment, and you see Lucky actually where he's fled. He's left on the other side of the desk where he was. There is a set of keys and things like that are all in there.
Yes. Grab the keys. I run into the change room.
Cool. Yeah. You see that there's these long rows of stalls. Each one has like a medium-sized creature's robe and a small-sized creature's robe in each of these stalls, with a little locked trunk that you can store your goods in. And at the far end of this changing room, there is a set of double doors engraved with this beautiful face that you do recognize as being the lady from the mirror. This oval face with this spilling curled red hair, which you can only assume at this point is the goddess Sunni. And you see these double doors up ahead of you, and you meet up with the rest of your team.
Hey guys,
Lucky, it worked. It worked. What did you do?
I did my best bit, and he ran away. I thought I was doing a good job. He seemed to be into it. And
You did the card trick.
Yeah.
did the card tricks, right?
Did it
I thought
work?
the card
Did you-
tricks were good.
Did you find his card?
I mean, it took like 4 tries, but I got there.
That's better than last time.
Yeah.
All right, so can we get through the doors? Like what?
Mhm. You can just reach the doors easily.
Yeah, Wick
Is
steps
the
out of
woman-
his Wick steps out of his cubicle in a robe that's just like a little bit too short.
You've put on the small creature's robe.
Yes.
That's what you've done. Yeah, you've put on the robe for halflings and gnomes. Very, very unflattering. Shows off way too much of Wick, but still.
Really tight around the biceps.
Yeah.
Most things are.
Is Sunni? Is it like the mirror image of Sunni, or is it just like a
This is like
portrait of-
engraved in the door. Yeah, this is like a kind of like a golden relief on the door itself. So like where you open the doors, it's like splits her face down the middle. So you'd open them like that, basically.
Okay.
There is a lock, like you can see a lock.
Got a head.
Make a perception check for me, actually, Milo, when you get closer.
Oof, 11.
11. You don't notice anything else. Like there's just like a lock on the door and then this like bas relief face. There is like a hot steam. You can kind of see steam coming under the door, and you can feel a bit more of an intense sauna like heat coming from beyond.
Okay. All right, let's see if this key works.
Okay, so you take the keys from Lucky. When you touch the key to the door and you start putting in the lock, you see this complicated glyph of runes that you hadn't spotted deactivates. And there is this kind of like audible sense of like, what was that? But it does seem to like when the key is turned, it deactivates, and the doors you can push open. When you do, a thick fog, like a thick gout of steam, kind of emanates through, and you can look into a beautiful Roman-style bathhouse with thick columns and a shallow pool that steps down into hot water. And there is a moment where, as you kind of open the doors and look in, nothing seems to change. And then you hear this kind of voice call out as you step in. No! I won't work with any of you. Get out! And you see this shape beginning to form in the water as this feminine kind of form begins to rise up. The water's kind of coiling and kind of swirling around her. You're working for them, and I won't allow you to desecrate these waters any further.
I think this is the right place.
Whoa,
I'm so
no one desecrating anything yet.
You're
I'm so
working for
stunned.
them, the hags.
I'm so stunned that I mimic the no and I scream it back at her.
You see, like, she's kind of taken back by that, where you kind of replicate her voice back to her. And she does kind of cock her head. And you can see she takes on this kind of almost like a, girl-like form, long sort of hair, but she's purely made of water. And she's just like rising out of it kind of thing. Out of the pool. What do you mean?
We're not here on behalf of the hags. We want to help, but we need your help in order to help. Does that make any sense?
Do these ones look like hags? I mean, look at us.
The hags can change their shape. They hide themselves in illusions. That's
Would a
how
hag-
they tricked Silvari.
Would a hag make
If
this?
I could choose my shape, would I choose this one?
Or the bin chicken.
Why not? You are all wonderful as you are. What is wrong with your forms?
Don't you see this little notch in my beak?
Did you see my tiny bird legs? No offense, Milo.
None of you seem... I see it. It's these wicked hags that have put these thoughts in your mind. Silvari would not have you speak of yourselves in this way if she was still here. She would have admired these traits. These chips are likely a part of you, your
Silvari!
story. She was my dear friend. I wish I knew what had become of her. When she was here, there was not these hags, these problems. Now I've been locked up. I do not know what is going on. You say that you are here to help. Are you here to help her, to find her? Are you going to destroy these creatures, these hags?
I mimic the voice of help, and I say, "Yeah, we're here to. We need you to find your power as much as we need to find ours.
That we have how you say beef with the hags.
They have placed some sort of ward on the columns here. I cannot dispel it, but if perhaps you can find a way to erase it. It is painted on with some foul substance that my water cannot wash away. It prevents me from leaving, but if you were to remove that, perhaps I can actually escape this place and help."
I look at Lucky and I say, "Do you think your water would help?"
It's worth a shot, right?
You could certainly try. So yeah, when you look, all the kind of like columns of this spa bathhouse, these foul-looking runes, these demonic shapes have been painted on in this almost like resin-like substance, this like brown resin substance. And they definitely, when you get closer to them, you can sense that there is something quite wicked about them.
I sort of tiptoe over and I squirt a bunch of my water on, assuming. Does it do anything?
It coats it and you can see it go slick, but yeah, the water itself doesn't seem to actually remove the rune or anything like that. But when you get a closer examination, Lucky, it does look like maybe somebody could physically like chip the runes away, or like with physical force, or maybe like magic might be able to remove them as well.
At first I pull out a handkerchief and then it's tied to another handkerchief and then it's tied to you get it. Pull out of it. I try to scrub it away that way.
Sure.
And,
make a athletics check for me.
I will do that for you. I will do this thing you ask. Okay, it's not great.
So you're like scrubbing, but you don't quite have the strength to pull it free. But the rest of you can see Lucky kind of scrubbing and trying to like mark off these runes and things like that.
Wick?
I don't think I have the tools for this, guys.
Wick, do you think you could put some
I have
muscle into
just
that?
the thing.
Sarmok.
Sarmok's going to approach it, and he's just going to draw his claws. He's going to primal savagery straight into that rune.
Sure. Just roll up the primal savagery damage for me, in fact, actually. Just so, assume you hit automatically and just give me that damage.
17.
Oh, yeah. You watch as these claws, whoosh, and this green energy seems to collect around each one, and as it rakes, the acid and the poison and the physical force tear through these runes, leaving these big, deep gouge marks from the lizard's claws. And as it does, it breaks the rune, it flecks off, this resin-like material flecks away, and then the whole rest of it burns away like it's been set alight. And then you watch as the spirit this in the pool itself seems to rise up. Yes! With that one broken, I feel that... And then she looks up and she surges up, flying up into the air, and the water hits an invisible-looking dome and then breaks through it. And you can see the water kind of cascades down onto you all like rain. Freedom! At last! She floats back down. You've done it. At least now I can assist you. I do not know how to repay you for this kindness that you have done. But I know that this coven have more victims. They have ensorcelled people, transformed them, and taken them to their tower. I can help you get there if you wish.
That, or you can come to our show in Baldur's Gate. I don't mind.
We really need people to buy tickets.
I'm afraid that is too far for me to travel. But perhaps the others here, the guests...
The tower would be fine.
Tell friends is also good.
Great.
Word
of mouth
is
very important.
Word of mouth is so important, really.
I will tell any who come to my waters. And she kind of like, in the sense that a spirit doesn't quite get what she's talking about. She gathers you all up. You kind of feel the water kind of like pool around your bodies as she lifts you up into the air, and kind of surging at the top of this bathhouse. She comes down in front of the tower, where you see panicked shapes beginning to kind of emerge from various places. A gargoyle, a statue that was affixed to the top entrance of the tower, pulls itself free, kind of, and flies off in the direction of the bathhouse, desperately trying to get away. The water spirit kind of surges her waters around and deposits you in front of the door. Go now inside. Find those you are seeking and those who have been victims of these creatures, and I shall hold off your enemies. And you see this water just kind of splurges out around the tower itself.
We really should have told her about referral program. I don't think she's going to tell anyone about the show.
A missed opportunity.
I haven't brought these brochures to hand out. I could have just given her this stack.
No, would have got soggy. Not good idea.
True.
Would have got very soggy. Yeah, so there's this like wooden tower door that sits behind you, this kind of like wizard's tower, this round tower that stretches up a few floors. It's about three, four floors. Yeah, and she deposits you in front of the doors. What would you like to do?
As with earlier, Wick will step up, raise his enormous fist, about to knock on the door, but before he does, he'll go, Lucky, do you have key for this one?
I think you should just break it, honestly.
Okay, good point. And he will kick the door in.
Sure. You know what? Just roll. What weapon does Wick use?
He has a huge maul.
Maul. Just roll me that maul damage.
That maul damage. That is an 11.
The hammer comes swinging in and it splinters parts of the wood, enough for you to reach in and pull the rest of the door completely off its hinges, like with your immense strength as the strong man, pulling it free, and it leads into a sort of small lobby of the tower. You can see that is a central spiral staircase that seems to lead up, and then there are actually 2 doors on either side of this room to explore as well. What would you like to do? The lobby itself it looks quite nice. It looks well furnished, a rug and vases, and sort of just looks quite pleasant, really.
I think I want to make an investigation check, if that's all right. I want to look around. I want to understand, like, is this a pristine area that they keep immaculate, or like, is this all an illusion? Is this another illusion?
Sure. Yeah, make an investigation check for me, please.
21.
Okay, 21. So there's 2 things you find. First of all, this does appear to be a physical room that's being kept clean. You kind of check the doors leading to either rooms, and you actually find hidden behind one in a bedroom, seemingly frightened by the sound of the water, you find a dragonborn woman. She looks like she might have once been immensely muscular, but now her muscles are all withered and thin. She can barely like hold her own weight up, and she's kind of trembling as she's kind of cowering behind this door. No, please don't hurt me. Wait, who are you? As she kind of sees you.
As I rush towards her, I'm just cartwheeling my way to get to her as fast as possible. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to help. What happened? Who hurt you?
You don't understand. If they know that you're here, the sisters will come back. They'll punish me if I talk to you. You should leave.
Do you know where anyone else might be?
She looks around, kind of, you can see that she's quite fearful. Do you want to make like a persuasion check or something for me?
Yeah.
Or pull her into the room?
Yeah. I'll say to her, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help. Do you see this mark on my beak? I was told that it's imperfect, and I would hurt. And I'm going to roll.
10.
10.
Okay. She kind of looks like, I'm sure that the sisters told you that, friend. Don't listen to them. That's how I
wound up like this. Listen to their lies about how I wasn't strong enough, my muscles weren't right, that I could have had more. They trick you. They convince you of things that you don't need, and then make promises that they know are going to trap you in their curse. She kind of looks behind you and then says, like, yeah, come quickly. There are others here. One that was brought recently, a dwarf, and then a tiefling man as well who's been transformed. They're all upstairs, but a creature is watching over them. I can't fight anymore. They took my strength when the curse took effect. But there may be a way that you can help us. You can maybe undo it for us.
We'll do our best. And
we need to be
I guess
quick.
We'll help her along.
Yes. We need to be quick. She can barely walk. So yeah, you definitely, if you want to go quickly, one of you is going to have to either carry this dragonborn woman or find like some way to assist her, because she's like so feeble she can barely kind of like walk without shuffling.
Wick will just sling her over her shoulder.
The indignities does not befit a warrior of mine, but I understand. Hurry, upstairs.
As we trail her, I'm gonna like trot alongside where her head is, and I'm gonna say, look, when we're all through with this, you could come to our show, and you could tell all your friends about it, and then we won't charge you at all. You know,
the flyers.
Oh yeah. Look here. This is for you. And
she tries to hold one, and then it just falls out.
Try not to get it wet.
Listen, I don't know who you are. If you manage to help us and get me out of this curse, I'll come work for you. I'll promote your show wherever I go. I'll do anything you want. Just if you can find a way to free me, I'll do anything.
Seems like a good deal.
I like that.
You guys get your way up there. You make your way up the spiral staircase to a second floor.
The dwarf's in here, in the kitchens.
And she kind of points feebly. When you emerge, you kind of follow her point, and you emerge into this is much more squalid living conditions. You can see it's not been properly cleaned. It's been left to rot. It's been left to kind of be in a state of filth. And stood over a cooker. Now you can see kind of like a basic kind of stove and like a few like bread baskets, trying to cut vegetables and things like that. A incredibly wizened older version of Falthrex Loader. He looks like he's aged about 100 years. He looks really old. Like his beard was once this luxurious brown. It's now all just gray. His like skin's all wrinkled. His eyes squinting.
Oh, no, please. I'm not ready. The food will be done. Who is that? No.
Feltrex, it
No,
is
you're
us.
all in terrible danger. You must leave now.
As he's trying to like warn you, you see this statue of this elven man in the corner kind of crack and begin to pull itself to life. And it lunges. I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative. I know it's gonna be a super quick one here, but this thing comes to life. I know.
Initiative.
Fuck me, Dex is not my friend.
Oof. What do we got here? Cool. Yeah, 13.
Cool. All right. Sorry. So, Sarmok, what was that?
13.
13. Lucky.
That was a 14.
14. Wick.
15. 15, I lied.
15. It's all right. Wick.
It's a 4, a strong 4.
Strong 4, and Milo.
At 24.
Swashbuckler, activate. Well,
Oh,
Milo,
yeah.
you are the first to react as this kind of statue pulls itself free and begins lunging towards Falthrax, actually. You can see it like almost trying to grab him as he's like, no, you're in danger.
So I suddenly take a fighting stance where my beak suddenly shines in the light.
Nice, nice.
And I'm going to run up to it, and I believe... Okay, you're going to have to clear this up for me. I believe if I'm within 5 feet, it counts as sneak attack as a swashbuckler. Or do I have to be hidden?
No, because as a swashbuckler, it's as long as you're the only person engaging it, which at this start you would be. So
Cool.
Yes, you would get your sneak attack.
Awesome. So I'm going to run up to it as though I'm about to duel it, and as it reaches out, I'm going to like try to hit its arm away.
Okay, sure. Just give me a normal attack roll.
Cool. All right, that's a 20, not nat.
No, 20 hits. So you do manage to kind of like deflect his arm away from Falthrax and then thrust forward with the beak as well, hitting and dealing damage.
Cool. So that's sneak attack damage, which is 12 plus. So 24 damage.
Another 12. So
Yes.
24 total, yeah?
Mm-hmm. 24.
So the rapier kind of darts out and strikes the creature in the chest, and you see parts of its stone form beginning to crack. There is an element of resistance where the blow should have dealt a bit more damage, but its sturdy construction definitely absorbs some of it. And yeah, you kind of deflect it away from Falthrax, and now you're stood between the gargoyle and Falthrax the dwarf as you kind of take this defensive stance, and the gargoyle spins on Milo, ready to snatch. But before it can act, unless there's anything else you want to do in your turn, Elyssa.
I think I will jump, if possible, jump away in front of Valthrax.
Sure. So you're just covering him basically and defending him.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. In that case, Lucky, you are next up.
How far away would you say?
This is all in tight. This is all in like tight quarters at the moment. So you're on the second floor. There's like, you know, the statue is maybe 5-10 feet away from the staircase. So you're within like 10 feet of this thing.
Love that for us. I would like to run on up to Falthrax and sort of give him a little shove towards the door at the same time as casting invisibility on him.
Okay.
I would love to cast invisibility on him.
I vanished.
And then probably just who do I want to give inspiration to? Because I should do that. I will say
Sarmok is next,
coming
and
up
then
for a little
Sarmok's
while,
next, and then Wix after Sarmok.
I might inspire Wick.
Okay. Bardic inspiration.
I imagine he'll hit really hard, so I look on over at Wick and I go, ta-da!
So inspiring.
Where did the dwarf go? It's magic.
It's magic. Anything else, Lucky, on your turn?
I mean,
Action and bonus. I think that's pretty much just a movement.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, am I within opportunity attack range if I try to move?
I would say because you moved to Falthrax, no, you could go to the back of the room. There is another door which leads into a second bit, and the staircase does still go up a level as well. The dragonborn woman on Wick's back points. The back room, the paintings, destroy them.
Great. All right. I was gonna just say I want to be out of the way, but I'll go towards that door.
Sure.
Perfect.
So you run up to the door,
Love this
and then you're going to
dragonborn
next
lady.
turn you can open it. So you run up to the door, which is at the far end of the room, away from the gargoyle. Sarmok.
Cool. So you said this is a statue of an elf, correct? So this is more a statue than it is an elf.
This is actually a gargoyle. It was posing. It's been sculpted to look like an elven man, but actually it's and its wings have popped out of its form now, and it's taken on a more grotesque, gruesome appearance.
Great. Okay. So what I'm going to do, Sarmok's going to book it in the general direction of it. I'm going to stand not close to. I'm going to stand the opposite side of Falthrax. I'm basically putting it between me and Falthrax. So if it moves closer, it's that way.
Yep, so you're currently next to Milo. So Milo, Sarmok, and then Falthrax behind the two of you, basically.
Yeah, that works fine. And I'm going to just bare my teeth, just going in again for a primal savagery.
Sure. So give me the attack roll, and then if you hit, we'll do the damage.
That is a modified 20.
That hits, yeah. So again, the jaws this time kind of glinting with magic and filled with magical power, chomp down onto the stone. Give me that damage roll.
Perfect. And that is going to be a nice little 13 points of acid damage.
acid damage, even better. So where Milo's rapier was somewhat resisted by this natural stone, the primal savagery, however, just chomps through it, and you actually tear chunks of the statue away, crumbling down to the ground like in great chunks as you kind of munch between your giant jaws the fragments of this magical statue, spitting the rest out onto the ground. And you can see it now is wavering and unstable. As its form has been kind of reduced significantly as you look there. Anything else, Samok, on your turn?
I believe I have a single bonus action. Hungry Jaws. Once per short rest as bonus action, I can make a bite attack to gain 2 temporary hit points. I'm just going to bite it.
Hey, if you want to go that, sure, go for another bite.
Is that an attack
Less
roll?
magically charged. Yeah, so it would be an unarmed strike, I believe, for you.
Okay, perfect.
It should be on your thing. It's on your sheet as a bite, I think, actually.
Oh, it is too. That's another 20.
Yeah, that hits. Yep. And then the damage is the bite damage.
Another
Another 3 points.
Only 3 points of damage.
But you do get the 2 temporary hit points. But you do manage to kind of like still like carve away a small part of the gargoyle statue as it does so. Perfect. Well, Wick, before you get to chance to go, it will make some strikes, and it will try and strike out at Sarmok, who has just bitten it quite savagely. It makes 2 attacks. It will try and bite you, and then it will try and claw you with one of its giant hands. And that is going to be, because I can't roll in the game log, so you just have to have my manual rolls. That's going to be a 13 to hit you, Sarmok. Does that hit?
Miss. That's a miss.
That's a miss. And then its claws are a 14 to hit you.
That's another miss. AC 15.
AC 15. So it against your scaly hide, its claws just kind of rake down, or you manage to throw yourself back, avoiding its strikes, as it just kind of looks around, desperate. And you can see that there's not fear in its eyes, but it's looking around and weighing up its options tactically. And it begins edging its way back towards a window that leads out of this tower. But before it gets a chance to fully escape, Wick.
Wick is going to very dramatically, because he is thirsty for the drama, jump up onto one of the tables, sprinting towards the statue. On the way, as his bonus action, he would like to pull out his potion of fire breath and fling it towards Lucky and say,
Okay.
Just drink! Don't worry, it's definitely going to taste worse than you think.
Very cinematically, we see the potion tumbling through the air whilst Wick takes the rest of his action.
He will land in front of the statue, swinging out with an empty hand, and I'm mechanically making a grapple attempt, but locking this gargoyle in a traditional arm wrestle.
Sure. So you're going to give me a athletics attempt, and I'm going to try and break that with an athletics of my own.
I sure am. That is 30! Jesus fucking Christ!
You have rolled so many natural 20s, man. Holy crap. Amazing. One hand, you just wrap it around this creature, pinning its wings to your chest as you kind of embrace it into this like one-armed bear hug.
Second attack action, now that it's grappled, I will try to fully restrain it, pull it prone on the ground.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to say not even a check. You just drop it to the ground and put your knees and you just plant it
just
face
like
down into the dirt.
Slamming its hand into the ground, raising hand above head.
Yeah, and it's just like pinned in place. You can feel it desperately trying to pull itself free. It doesn't make any noise. You can just hear the crunching and cracking of stone as you do so. With that, anything else? I think that's pretty much you done with your 2 attacks, unless there's anything else. In that case, we go to Milo at the top of the round.
Yeah, at this point, because the what exactly is it's a
statue, but it is a gargoyle. It's a gargoyle,
okay.
but it's disguised as like
gargoyle.
a statue. Yeah.
Okay. It seems like that's handled. I want to run towards the doors where everyone is probably hanging out, right?
Yeah, so imagine you've got like this central spiral staircase, and you've got like a curved kitchen room. Lucky has run to the back of the room where there's a door that the Dragonborn woman pointed to.
Got it.
Lucky's waiting to catch this potion that's like flying in the air towards her, like, and then you're kind of looking around. So whereas everybody else is next to this gargoyle creature.
Yeah, so I'm going to run towards Lucky, so that we could go try to retrieve everyone else who's residing here currently. That's near the
door
kitchen,
is
right?
locked.
Oh.
Yes, as you get there, you can see that the door is actually locked.
Is it magically locked, or
you
could I?
don't know.
may I take a look?
Yeah, I mean, you don't. I mean, do you have an ability
We
to
have
sense
have
magic?
keys.
I guess I would try. I would try to unlock it with my beak.
Yeah, so yeah, you can make a thieves' tools check basically, but use
Cool.
your beak, kind of like try and pick the lock.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I love this.
So probably Dex plus proficiency modifier. So D20 plus Dex plus Prof.
That sounds good. So that would be a 22. Oh,
Yeah,
25 actually.
Yeah, because you're gonna add your
With the-
proficiency
yeah, with
modifier as well.
proficiency, Yeah.
With a quick kind of like, you tip your beak into the lock and you can feel the tumblers, you kind of knock them around, and you do hear a click, like an audible like click. The door is now open, and you can open it in the same turn, and it leads into another kind of squalid looking room, but hung up on this curved surface in this room are these paintings, these incredibly gorgeous paintings. There's 4 of them in total, and each painting depicts somebody different. The first one depicts a brawny, female, golden-scaled dragonborn warrior engaged in battle with these huge muscles, and he's like standing on top of skulls, like in a cool fantasy-esque portrait. The next one is of a tall male tiefling with sparkling violet eyes, wearing many fine jewels. The third is of a very young male dwarf dancing at the circus, and it looks like Falthrax, but Falthrax like he was 20 years younger. And then the last
Dorian
one...
Gray situation.
When
It
it used
is.
to do the trick riding.
The last one is of a female elf gazing upon her own reflection in a beautiful mirror engraved to Sunni. And those are the 4 paintings you see. There is also another creature in here. You see kind of like tucked up in a corner, like with a blanket over them, like trying to hide in it, is a white scaled kobold with the same sparkling blue eyes as the tiefling in the painting. And he's the kobold's kind of looking at you in shock and horror, and then points at the painting. Destroy it! Quick!
Importantly, if Lucky catches this potion, if you drink it, I should tell you what it does. DC 13 Dex save, or it takes 46 fire damage. You can do that 3 times as a bonus action as you breathe fire. After
I think it's a
consuming the potion.
cone, right? It's like
Cone,
a cone of fire. Yeah. So unless
much was it?
Milo, you open the door, you've picked it. That's probably going to be your action. You've opened it. You can move in. Anything else?
I say, Lucky, is there what can you do?
Lucky, your turn. Potion. You catch it in your hands. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it.
I like to imagine. Thank you for that. This is me filled with fear, remembering every time I've ever had to catch anything in real life. I like to think that I look at it and it's got a little label that says hot sauce.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I unstopper it and just glug, 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 take the potion.
Yeah, so
down.
I normally rule that drinking a potion yourself is a bonus action, because like drinking a potion on your own is quite quick, whereas feeding it to somebody else is, takes time. So yeah, you drink it down as a bonus action, and then you look in, you see the 4 paintings that Milo's revealed through opening the door. What would you like to do?
Can I do a full-on like belch, like blah, across all of the paintings?
I will say that yes, you can definitely get in a position where you can get enough where you can spray it. So this like sad-looking clown with like the tears going down the face, the big thing, like drinks it, and then like a fire breather, like a circus fire breather, which is why Wick had the potion in the first place. You just and just engulf the wall with flames. The little kobold darts forward and like wraps itself around Milo, like fuck, and it just kind of like ducks itself down, like kind of hiding behind Milo's form. But yeah, the whole wall is engulfed with flames, and you hear these tormented, damned screams coming from the paintings, and you begin to see almost like devilish-looking figures in the flames themselves as the paintings are burnt away into cinders. There's a moment pause, and then you kind of feel this intense kind of like burst of energy. Milo, something bright, like this big bright explosion of light erupts behind you. Wick, the Dragonborn woman on your shoulder, seems to explode in light. Falthrax, who stood behind fucking names. Sarmok, erupts in light as well, and you hear distantly outside the tower this kind of unified trio of screams going, "No!" And then when the light clears, you see Milo stood behind you is this very kind of like glamorous, fabulous looking tiefling, white alabaster skin, sparkling blue eyes, dressed in finery with like jewels and things. And he kind of like looks at his hands. "Oh, by the stars, thank you." And he kind of just like squeezes you into a hug. Sarmok, you see behind you, restored to the age that you knew him as, not his this younger self in the painting, but the Falthrax you know, maybe not love, but the Falthrax you know, kind of like stands there. He's like, I'm me again. Amazing. And he kind of like looks around. He's like, "Sarmok," and he like throws his arms around you kind of thing. And then Wick, you kind of have to buckle as this like probably as strong and big as you are, Dragon Ball woman that was on your shoulder now erupts into full size, and you're like, whoa, kind of have to like buckle your knee for a moment as she slides off and like stretches her muscles and like, yes. It just seems to like be filled with this strength that's been returned to her. Combined with all of these new allies, it does not take much effort to finish off this gargoyle. And because I know we have massively run over time, we're gonna wrap things up. You feel the water spirit outside. You just hear this kind of surge of water like a tidal wave, and then you see out the window these three figures flying away into the distance. These kind of cackling, evil-looking figures, hideous in their form. You don't quite get a good look at them, their exact nature, but they definitely seem to be in retreat away from the temple. And you have managed to locate and save Falthrax, who is very grateful for your return, for your saving him. And that's pretty much where we're going to wrap things up, because we have massively gone over.
Show must go on.
Yay!
That was incredible.
We give out all of the.
So
Great job.
this is an adventure that you specifically worked on?
Yeah, this is the one I wrote. This is my 100%.
Very
This
cool.
is the one I wrote for Tales of Candlekeep Mysteries. And yeah, apart from a very, very early playtest I did, you guys are the first people I've run this for. So
Oh,
This
thank you
was
very much
awesome.
for playing my adventure.
This was so
I'm
cool.
so
You know how
excited.
I feel lucky.
Oh.
Lucky. Good. I'm glad. That's I'm glad it. Obviously some things changed just to kind of speed it up for a one-shot thing. If you're playing through this with your own team, if you're for your own party, there will be some differences, I'm sure. I threw in a few improv last-minute things just to keep things moving. But yeah, I think that it should be. I hope that you people that play it find it fun. So.
Oh, this was incredible.
was
I'm really
such a
excited to
blast.
play through like
Wow.
the full version of this, because I can imagine that this is the truncated version, but it was awesome. So thank
This will
you.
go perfect in our campaign, Luke, because we just got ourselves a nice little
The Winnebago. I know.
Winnebago.
No, this was.
Yeah, and
this was
it's totally meant to be a beach episode, right? This is meant to be the kind of like filler, like, oh, we deserve a break. Let's go to the magic day
Set
spot.
it up
Oh
as
no,
the-
things
yeah.
are happening.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Exactly.
My only regret is that I couldn't make a Heisuni joke talking to the book. But you know,
I also,
I'm sorry. There was so many opportunities. I did feel like I had to kind of rush you guys through some stuff. At the
no,
end,
it was
but,
honestly great, and thank you everyone
No, it
else.
was so good.
Like the dumb
Thank
circus
you, yeah.
theme really played in the end, which was awesome.
It worked
Yeah,
out
that
very
circus idea is such a good party, getting like the whole party together and giving you guys a reason to do stuff together. It worked super well. I thought that was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us,
So
and
much
thank
fun.
you for joining us, Mark.
And
No, my absolute pleasure, and thanks for inviting me, guys. And yeah,
literally any time. And as always, thank you everyone for watching. We had a blast. We hope you did too.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, this is and when it goes out, maybe I'll catch you guys in chat and stuff as well. I'll pop by.
That would be awesome. So the book is Candlekeep Mysteries. It is out on March 17th. Please pick it up because there are I think 17 different adventures.
17. Yeah, 17 one-shots, all written by such a wide variety of authors. Some of them new, some of them experienced, from a different kind of different backgrounds and different experiences. Some really cool stuff in there. Loads of really cool adventures, all of different themes and types. Definitely one to check out. And it's particularly good because they're all adventures that are meant to be things that you can drop into pre-existing campaigns. Candlekeep's a really cool location that you can go and check out. But all of these, like this one, you guys didn't go to Candlekeep because the circus thing didn't work. But you could just have a book turn up, and that book can lead to a cool mystery. So
that's rad.
Super cool.
Mark and Dael, where can we find you in the stuff that you work on?
All right. I just thought you should go last because you did all the good things. You get the. I am Dael Kingsmill. You can find me on YouTube on a channel called Monarchs Factory. You can also find me on Twitter at DailyDael.
Cool. You can find me on Twitter, which is where I spend most of my time, which is at Sherlock_Hulmes. Pretty much Sherlock Hulmes everywhere, Twitch, YouTube, all of that good stuff. I also have a YouTube channel called Sherlock Hulmes where I do videos about LARP and D&D and stuff like that. Twitch stream as well. But also High Rollers D&D, which is like my big show that it's we've been doing it for 5 years now. We've been streaming D&D every Sunday for 5 years, and we're on our second big campaign. High Rollers D&D, that's the best one to go and check out for all of our D&D shenanigans too. Which we even had Elyssa on as one of our guests in our very first campaign when we came to Seattle. Elyssa was one of our guests.
Such a fun game. Forever ago, but that was
forever ago. It was a long time ago. Yeah, long before the before times. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. I think we wrap with a very traditional love you bye.
Love you bye.
Love you bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for an evening of fun and frivolity. I don't know what that is, but I'm back. I'm here. I'm live. That was so fun watching all of that. We had cursed books. We had exercise routines. We had circus performers of questionable repute. For the first ever time, we did some live D&D as the PAX team under PAX. We had beeflings. Thank you, Dan. See, proving I'm live, reading out of chat. We had beeflings. We would love to do some more of that in future, so thank you very much for joining us for a very truncated version of Mark Hulmes' The Price of Beauty out in Candlekeep Mysteries, which is hitting stores next week. Make sure and pick it up. D&D Mysteries are amazing, one of my favorite things. And hopefully in future we can bring you more druids who don't wild shape, barbarians who don't rage, bards who terrify rather than delight or flirt with people. Thank you so much for being so active in chat. It's always really, really cool to just engage with you. Beeflings and battle axes, that's even better. As stuff like that's going on, it means so much seeing how you enjoy the dumb shit that we do. Special thank you to Dael, Elyssa, and Dan for hanging out in chat as well. You gave up so much of your time last night, and seeing you again today, just interacting with people, was awesome. Just some final notes for this evening. Dan, get those links ready. We have a PAX Oz community Discord that's about a week old now, so jump in there, hang out with us some more. We do, again, a bunch of fun, cool shit in there. We announced our dates for PAX Oz, the whole shebang, the real deal, this October 8, 9, and 10. Follow us on Twitter for more updates about that soon. And we'll see you again next week for even more PAX Presents. So I declare this chapter of the Midnight Society closed. Hope you all have a lovely night. Hang out for a bit. We're going to find someone to raid. And until then, see you next week.